be going back to my childhood with these two Triang trains. Well, I've actually got a third one as well tucked away. I bought these off of eBay, part of my childhood, and they used to run on a big red track, which I've got sitting out in the garage, and I'll have a play later. But I found the trains weren't running quite right, so I had a little play with them and checked through the little electrics there, and a bit of cleaning around the gears on the motor, and away we go. Well, it doesn't quite work so well the other way, but oh well, it's about 50 years old, so that's not really a surprise. So on the Hornby website at ukhornby.com, more than just a hobby, a lifetime's journey. More describes the recovery of the company in the last few years. Seems to be taking a little longer than usual, but today Hornby have recorded their first annual profit of £300,000 for this year. So well done. It's been a bit of a long haul, really. So Hornby as a company has been around for a long time, founded by Frank Hornby, very long time ago now. Known to many of us in the UK, really for Hornby for the train sets, Airfix for the plastic models, Corgi for the little die-cast cars and vehicles. I bought a Corgi Chitty Chitty Bang Bang the other day. Hornby Humbrol for the paints, Lima is trains, and they've been acquiring trains. Who can forget Scalextrics? Yes, little racing cars around the track. But they've been buying lots of other companies over the last few years as well. So they've been diversifying the interests rather than just focusing on getting Hornby and Airfix back on track. I think one of the problems for Hornby was the previous directors in taking over the company had managed to throw away a lot of the castings and the things for actually manufacturing the models. That's throwing away the cash cow, really. So to some extent, they had to restart again from scratch with manufacturing now out in China. The car company based in Margate and Ramsgate in Kent. But I think to some extent that's created a few little problems. They've been pulling the product range back on track again, and the catalogue has been extending, and there's a lot of new plans for 2023 apparently in terms of new models and product coming through. We're getting trains that make noises now, which they never did when I was a child, apart from just chugging around the track. So there's been an awful lot of development going on, and Hornby is predominantly owned now by a private investing company that own the majority of the shares. Although the chief executive has bought quite a fair old few in the last few years. So nice company to have a look around. I think last time I was on the site, though, what I did find, I think, which reflects the shipping problems, there's quite a lot of things are out of stock and hard to get hold of. I think. A little bit of Brexit and a little bit the last year or so's problems have caused a few little supply problems in the business, but I hope that's going to turn around. So 300,000 as a profit this year may not be a massive figure in relative terms. I think it could have been a lot better if the supply had been a lot better. And they've really revamped the website now. This is quite a dramatic improvement over what it used to be. So they've very much brought this up to date and are moving very much into direct selling online. Not pulling away totally from the toy shop market and the collecting and the specialist train shops, etc. But they're definitely making those jumps to turn the business around. So I think it's going in the right direction. So let's have a little look at SharePad. SharePad today with their news showing Hornby's announcing of annual results. Revenue 48.5 million, up from 37.8 million last year. Operating profit £600,000. Profit before tax and net profit 300,000, as opposed to last year's 3.4 million loss. That's quite a big turn. I know last year when Hornby announced that things were actually going in the right direction, which was seen by the figures, the share price did take quite a hike. It had been sitting, for going to MSN Money there, it had been sitting, and we're going back to 2019 or so, we were down at sort of 27, 26 pence, somewhere around that sort of mark. I did actually own some shares about the 33 mark, but I kind of got a little bit despondent with the time that they were taking to get the trains out of the yard, if you know what I mean. So I moved my investments elsewhere. But the share price last year had a nice big hike up onto, where did we go? It was quite high for a short period. Got 69 showing there. I think actually the true figure was actually slightly higher than that at one point, very briefly. and then it sort of dropped back down as the reality is we're not quite there yet. Um, got out, so the share price is again recovering again now quite nicely. So Hornby's pricing now, sitting today at 59 pence as we're making the video. So if you're investing back at the 26, 27.5 pence mark, then you'll make quite a nice return in this little bit. And there may well be good potential for Hornby now in the years to come. But they've certainly seen a great benefit out of lockdown in the last year with people at home playing with their train sets and making their airfix kits, etc. So all good fun. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you'd like to see more of the videos on a regular basis. You can also, if you're in the UK, get a free share from Free Trade for signing up for an account. Just deposit £1 and away you go. There'll be no fees on buying and selling your investments. And if you want to get started in the stock market, and we'll catch up with you again soon.